Tyler adjusted his tie knot for the 10th time in front of the mirror. His brown eyes reflected a mix of anxiety and resignation. At 32 years old, the successful lawyer had everything he had aimed for in his career. He was a partner at a prestigious firm, earned well and had important cases. But his personal life was another story. He sighed as he thought about the upcoming holiday. Once again, he would have to face the looks of pity and the inconvenient questions from family about his love life, or the lack thereof. Especially his grandmother Beatrice, who never missed an opportunity to remind him that a man needs a good woman by his side. Tyler loved his family, but sometimes he felt they didn't understand the demands of his profession. Between hearings, deadlines, and endless stacks of cases, there simply wasn't time or energy left for relationships. He had tried a few dates arranged by friends, but they never went past the first meeting. He adjusted a lock of his dark brown hair, carefully combed back, and took one last look in the mirror. The pristine grey suit and upright posture conveyed the image of a confident and successful man. But inside, Tyler felt exhausted just thinking about the days ahead. He grabbed the leather briefcase and hurried out of the apartment. In the elevator, he checked the messages on his phone. There was a reminder about lunch with his friend and office colleague, Mark. Perhaps a conversation with a friend would help him mentally prepare for the family holiday. The restaurant was just a few blocks from the office. Tyler arrived punctually at 12:30 p.m. and soon spotted Mark sitting at a table in the back. His friend waved enthusiastically. "Hey man, ready for another family holiday?" Mark asked with a mischievous smile as soon as Tyler sat down. Tyler grunted in response. "Don't even get me started. I'm already anticipating the interrogation about my love life. Does your grandmother still insist that you need a girlfriend?" "Worse. Now she says I'm getting too old to have kids," Tyler replied, rolling his eyes. Mark laughed. "Dude, you need to make up a girlfriend just to have some peace." Tyler frowned. "What do you mean?" "You know, hire someone to pretend to be your girlfriend for a few days. My cousin Lauren is an actress. I bet she would take the job for a good amount of money," Mark explained casually. Tyler stared at his friend as if he had gone mad. "You're suggesting that I hire an actress to pretend to be my fiancé? That's crazy." Mark shrugged. "Think about it. You'd have peace during the holiday, and your family would be happy. Win-win." Tyler shook his head, dismissing the absurd idea. The two changed the subject and spent the rest of lunch discussing office cases. But Mark's crazy suggestion kept nagging at Tyler's mind for the rest of the day. At night, Tyler was at home reviewing some cases when his mother called. "Son, we're looking forward to seeing you over the holiday. Your grandmother keeps talking about how much she misses you." Clara's warm voice sounded on the other end of the line. Tyler smiled. "I miss you too, Mom." And then, "Any news? Are you bringing someone special this time?" Clara asked hesitantly. Tyler sighed. There it was, the question he dreaded. Before he could hold back, the words slipped out of his mouth. "Actually, Mom, I'm going to bring my fiancé." There was a moment of shocked silence on the other end of the line. Tyler bit his lip, regretful. Why on earth had he said that? "Bride?" Clara finally exclaimed. "Tyler, that's wonderful. Why didn't you tell us before? What's her name? How did you meet her?" His mother's excited questions only increased Tyler's panic. What had he done? Now he would have to make up a fiancé out of thin air. Her name is Lauren," Tyler replied with the first name that came to mind. "We met at work. Look, Mum, I have to hang up now. I'll tell you more when I get there, okay?" Tyler quickly hung up, his heart racing. Damn, now he was in trouble. He picked up his phone and called Mark. "Man, I think I'll need your cousin's help after all." The next morning, Tyler was nervously waiting in a cafe. He had arranged to meet Lauren to finalize the details of the contract. He looked at the clock for the 10th time. She was late. Finally, the cafe door opened, and Tyler almost choked on his coffee. A young woman around 25 years old entered, drawing everyone's attention. She was wearing a flared dress with vibrant colours, matched with colourful bracelets on her arms. Her long brown hair cascaded in waves over her shoulders, adorned with a flower headband. To complete the look, feather earrings swayed gracefully. Tyler felt his face heat up. That exuberant figure was the opposite of everything he had imagined. How was he going to convince his family that he, being so straight-laced, was engaged to that modern hippie? Lauren spotted Tyler and broke into a radiant smile, walking towards him. The lawyer swallowed hard. "Hi. You must be Tyler. Sorry for being late, the traffic was terrible," she said excitedly, sitting down across from him. Tyler tried to hide his shock. "Hi, Lauren. It's all right, no problem." She watched him for a few moments, her green eyes sparkling with amusement. "Let me guess. This wasn't exactly what you were expecting, right?" Tyler blushed, embarrassed. "Sorry, I didn't mean to be rude. It's just that..." Lauren laughed. "Relax, I understand, but don't worry. I'm a great actress. I can transform into any character you want." Tyler looked at her, skeptical. "Are you sure? My family is quite traditional." "Trust me," Lauren winked. "By the end of the weekend, your grandmother will love me." Something in her confidence made Tyler relax a little. The two spent the next hour working out the details of the performance and creating a story of how they met. When they said goodbye, Tyler still wasn't completely convinced, but it was too late to turn back. On Friday, Tyler parked in front of Lauren's building. He was anxious to see what she would be wearing. To his surprise, Lauren appeared wearing a simple floral dress and low-heeled shoes. Her hair was tied back in an elegant ponytail. "Wow, you look different," Tyler commented as she stowed the suitcase in the trunk. Lauren smiled. "I told you I'm a good actress. Did you like the lawyer's fiancé version?" Tyler nodded, impressed. Lauren got into the car and they set off for the long journey to Tyler's hometown. The first few hours passed smoothly. Tyler was explaining details about his family while Lauren made mental notes. But soon the silence began to bother her. "How about some music?" she suggested, fiddling with the radio. Tyler frowned. "Actually, I'd rather drive in silence." Lauren stared at him incredulously. 5 hours without music? No way! Before Tyler could protest, she tuned into a pop station and turned up the volume. To his surprise, Tyler found himself tapping his fingers on the steering wheel after a few minutes. At lunchtime, they stopped at a gas station. Tyler bought a salad and natural juice. Meanwhile, Lauren came back with her arms full of snacks, soda and chocolates. "How can you eat that?" Tyler asked, horrified. Lauren shrugged. "It's tasty. Try it." Reluctantly, Tyler took a chip. His eyes widened as he tasted it. "Wow, I forgot how good this is," he admitted. Lauren smiled victoriously. "See? A little nonsense every now and then doesn't hurt." As the hours went by, Tyler was increasingly surprised by Lauren. She was fun, talked about a wide range of subjects, and had a contagious laugh. At one point, he started talking about a complicated case of accounting law. When he looked to the side, he saw that Lauren had fallen asleep. Tyler smiled, observing her serene face. Despite all their differences, there was something charming about that young woman, so full of life. They finally arrived at Tyler's family home. He parked and took a deep breath, feeling the nervousness return. "Ready?" asked Lauren. She smiled confidently. "Showtime." As soon as they entered the house, they were greeted with warm hugs. Tyler introduced Lauren as his fiancé and watched the reactions anxiously. To his surprise, everyone seemed charmed by her. Lauren greeted each family member with genuine interest, asking questions and complimenting the house. Grandma Beatrice, in particular, was captivated by the young woman. "What a lovely girl you found, Tyler," she exclaimed. "Tell me, dear, how did you two meet?" Tyler froze. They had agreed on a simple story about meeting at work. But before he could speak, Lauren took the floor. "Oh, it was so romantic," she sighed dramatically. "I was having a terrible day. I had just done an important job interview and thought I hadn't done well and was wandering aimlessly through the city crying. Suddenly I bumped into someone. It was Tyler. He offered me a tissue and a coffee to calm me down. We talked for hours and before I knew it, I had fallen in love with this wonderful man." Tyler watched, mouth agape, as his family sighed, enchanted by the story. Lauren winked discreetly at him. "My grandson has always been a gentleman," Beatrice commented proudly. The rest of the evening passed surprisingly pleasantly. Lauren charmed everyone with her friendliness, and Tyler found himself smiling as he watched her interact with his family. In the following days, Tyler received numerous compliments about the spectacular fiancé he had found. His mother kept saying how perfect Lauren was for him. Even his father, usually reserved, commented that the young woman was a ray of sunshine. Tyler was increasingly surprised by Lauren. She knew exactly what to say to please each family member. With his father, she discussed sports. With his mother, she exchanged recipes. And with grandmother Beatrice, she listened attentively to stories about the old days. But it was the moments alone with Lauren that confused Tyler the most. One night, the two of them stayed up late talking on the porch. Lauren excitedly talked about her passion for theatre, her eyes lighting up as she spoke of her dreams. Tyler found himself admiring the way the moonlight illuminated her face. "You know, I really love acting, but sometimes I wonder if I should pursue something more stable," Lauren remarked thoughtfully. Tyler frowned. "Why? You clearly have talent." Lauren shrugged. "It's hard, you know. Competitive, unstable. Sometimes I think I should give up." "Hey," Tyler said softly, touching her hand. "Don't give up on your dreams. You were born for this." Lauren looked at him in surprise, a gentle smile forming on her lips. "Thank you, Tyler. That means a lot." They looked at each other for a few moments, a different kind of atmosphere hanging in the air. Tyler felt a flutter in his stomach that had nothing to do with the evening breeze. The next morning, Tyler woke up confused. What was happening to him? Why couldn't he stop thinking about Lauren? She was just a hired actress. None of it was real. As the days went by, it became increasingly difficult for Tyler to distinguish what was acting from what was real. Lauren's smile seemed too genuine. The way she looked at him made his heart race. On the last day of the holiday, everyone gathered for a farewell lunch. Tyler watched Lauren interacting enthusiastically with his cousins, a strange feeling in his chest. In just a few days, she had become part of the family in a way he had never imagined possible. When it was time to leave, Grandma Beatrice insisted on taking a picture of the loving couple. "Come on, give each other a little kiss for the picture," she requested excitedly. Tyler and Lauren exchanged a hesitant glance. Slowly, they approached each other. Tyler felt his heart race when their lips met in a gentle kiss. It was just a brush of lips, but it was enough to awaken a wave of emotions in Tyler. When they parted, he saw a different sparkle in Lauren's eyes. The journey back to the city was carried out in a loaded silence. Tyler cast furtive glances at Lauren, who pretended to sleep in the passenger seat. His mind was a whirlwind. What was that feeling? How could he have fallen in love with someone in just 1 week? And worse, someone who was just pretending. When they reached Lauren's building, the farewell was awkward. Tyler stammered a thank you for her work, while Lauren mumbled something about the week being very fun. They stared at each other for a few moments, as if they wanted to say something more. But in the end, Lauren just waved goodbye and quickly entered the building. Tyler spent the following week in a state of confusion. He couldn't concentrate on work, always finding himself thinking about Lauren. He mentally replayed every moment they had spent together, trying to understand what was real and what was just an act. On Saturday, he couldn't take it anymore. He drove to Lauren's building, his heart racing. What was he doing? She would probably laugh in his face, but he had to try. He rang the doorbell, anxious. After a few moments, the door opened, revealing a surprised Lauren. She was wearing an old t-shirt and sweatpants, her hair tied up in a messy bun. Tyler thought she had never looked so beautiful. "Tyler? What are you doing here?" she asked, confused. Tyler took a deep breath. It was now or never. "Lauren, I don't know what you did to me. It was supposed to be just a week, but I can't get you out of my mind. It was supposed to be fake, but you turned out to be real, and I fell in love." Lauren stared at him open-mouthed, her eyes wide with surprise. "Look, I know I probably look like a fool," Tyler continued nervously, "but I needed to tell you you are the most amazing person I've ever met. Fun, spontaneous, full of life. You make me want to be a better person, and I understand if you don't feel the same, but—" Tyler was interrupted by Lauren's lips on his. This time it wasn't a gentle kiss like the one in the photo. It was a passionate kiss, full of contained emotion. When they parted, both were breathless. "You fool," Lauren whispered with a smile. "I fell in love with you too." Tyler looked at her incredulously. "Really? But what about all the acting?" Lauren laughed. "At first, it was acting, but at some point it stopped being that. I tried to convince myself that it was just a job, but you won my heart, Tyler." Tyler felt a wave of happiness wash over him. He pulled Lauren in for another kiss, this time without pretense or hesitation. Just two hearts that had found each other in the most unexpected way possible. When they pulled apart, Tyler rested his forehead against hers. "And now, what do we do?" Lauren smiled. "How about we start for real? No contracts or acting, just the two of us." Tyler nodded, smiling back. "I would love that. But there is one thing." "What?" Lauren asked curiously. "I think we're going to have to tell my family the truth at some point," he replied with a grimace. Lauren laughed. "Relax. I'm sure your grandmother will understand. After all, she herself said I'm perfect for you, right?" Tyler laughed, pulling her in for another kiss. He didn't know what the future held, but one thing he was sure of. With Lauren by his side, life would be an incredible adventure. If you enjoyed the story, please leave a comment with a rating from 1 to 5 to show how much you liked it. Also, watch the video that is now appearing on your screen. See you soon.